excited to meet all of you.
It would be a great pleasure if we can do it in the real life, not online only.
Yes.
Okay, can everyone hear me well?
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay.
Well, yeah.
So before we start, can I get everyone just to relax a little bit and just close your eyes? And we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. Shake off all that energy that we've brought in that is no longer needed. Okay, take a big breath in and relax. And in again and out. And in and out. Good. Okay, welcome everybody to batch 12, hosted by Alex in Ukraine. I'm gonna give it to Alex and then I will start speaking.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, that you find time to participate. And I would like to say thank you for this chance for Dr. Ayla, because it's because of her we're able to express ourselves and find a solution. It's not in this easy time, and hopefully it will help not only to the speakers or participants, it can help a lot of people around the globe, because now we're all in this situation, not easy situation, but we need to take it with the smile on our face, and I'm more than sure that it will help us a lot to pass through this not easy time and find the multiple solutions. Hopefully it will never happen again, and everything soon will come back. Not come back, I will not say come back. That's, we'll start to live a new life, a new beginning. And welcome everyone. You're all dear friends to me.
Thank you, Alex. Great. Okay, so for everyone that doesn't know me, I am Nee, and I will be your moderator for today. So a little bit about me. I work with Alex under Light Seeds. I'm also a healer and a spiritual guide, and I will also be hosting the next batch, the Australia edition. So if any of you guys want to join along there, you're welcome to join. I want to say big thank you to Ayla for providing this opportunity, and I feel very grateful to be here with each and every one of you to share our knowledge and wisdom, so then we can spread this to as many people as we can, like Alex said. And just a little bit about what Women Leading Change is. So Women Leading Change is a company founded by Dr. Ayla, who focuses on social impact on humanity by empowering women as educators of the future and nation. World Leadership Video Conference is to create the world's biggest online conference seminar to build highly conscious and resilient world leaders to lead changes in times of crisis, social impact, and to share knowledge of wisdom. So before we start, I would like to tell everyone that I think Alex has already said that everyone will have about 5 minutes to speak. If you go a little bit over, that's okay. I usually like to let people go a little bit over. But please pay attention to where I am on your screen, because I will put this smiley face when you have about 1 minute left, okay? And bringing something new into this, I'm gonna be doing like a singing bowl, because I feel like a lot of times people don't realize that there's a yellow smiley face on the screen. So I'll make a sound. So please be aware of those two items so we can keep the clean. Other than that, we will get started. Dr. Ayla, would you like to say anything?
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank you to the host for today, Dr. Alex. He's my personal mentor and helped me to gain myself, inner self during this time. And I want to thank you, Miri, who has been amazing support, being a moderator, giving the time, and of course for all the speakers today. I'm very, very excited. I actually blow dry my hair today because I'm gonna meet the healer of the world. And I'm very excited to hear and share all the knowledge. Thank you for all the speaker. I also want to say thank you for Dr. Palevi, who has been sending me Reiki energy from 2 years since 2018, and Anas, uh, and everyone that I have not met and I'm looking forward to meet here and in the real life. So, Anas, are you here? Yes, Anas, help me to get out of all my fears. So without Alex, without Nili, without Anas, without Dr. Palevi, there is no video conference, video leadership conference. And with all of you, I hope we can do greater stuff to create this new world together with a better people, better place, better resonance to the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayla. Okay, so the first speaker will be Anastasia Kutsenko. She hosts private detox retreats in Bali. She is an access bar specialist and she is in love with yoga and meditation. And today she will be speaking about access bars and mental health. Anna, can you unmute yourself? You're still muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, better.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be a part of this conference, to share some of my knowledge, to meet all of you guys. I'm happy to see you, Dr. Ayla, Alex, Nini, and other speakers. Yeah, so now is uncertain times, and I'm sure it's gonna lead to a new world. It's like a bridge, you know, from previous world and into the new world, where more conscious people, more high frequency thoughts, ideas, all things are high frequency, you know, and fear is one of the lowest frequency feelings. What we can see now, TV, everything in internet is just explosion of bad information about how many deaths, how many this, that, you know. So they trying to put the mass into one big fear. Look what's happening now. All the world is just, the whole planet is just sitting at home, you know, just they afraid to die. And this is so how we can eliminate the fear is to let it go, you know. It's it's not, they're trying to make us fear, but we have to understand what they're trying to do. So how Ayla already said, she eliminated her fear with the access bars technique, and I would like to say a few words about this technique, about this therapy. It's a gentle hands-on-head energetic body process that reduces stress and releases self-judgments and limiting beliefs that are holding you back, so you can have more peace, happiness, and ease in your life. The bars are 32 unique points on the head that correlate to the different areas and aspects of life. During the session, I gently touch these points to release electromagnetic charge of all thoughts, ideas, attitudes, decisions, and beliefs, fears that may have limited you in the concerned life areas. As we age, we carry with us all the good and bad that life has thrown our way. All these moments are stored in us as a form of energy that our body clings to. But there is a way to release it, a way for us to let go and move on. Access Bars has assisted thousands of people to change many aspects of their lives. People report better health, ease of sleep, weight loss, better sex and relationships, relief from anxiety, less stress, feeling that whatever was upsetting before the session doesn't matter anymore, and so much more. Several doctors who are experts in biofeedback have reported changes in their brain waves, going from beta to more relaxed theta waves in the course of a 1-hour session. The bars can change the electrical function of the brain. What is most often reported is that there is a sense of complete relaxation, many people falling asleep, even in a very noisy environment. Some people have images come to them, others feel sensations in their body, such as tingling, warmth, twitches, or shivers. When I got my first Access Bars session, when another girl do it for me, I felt like something changed in my conscious mind. Like when I opened my eyes, I was a different person. Like I was already grown. I understood that only I'm responsible for my own life. So when I got a second time, I felt like total reset of all nervous system, and I thought, wow, this is such a great thing. I want to share it with people. I want to make people less stressed, because in nowadays people can get a lot of stress, and this is a great way to release it. So yeah, I'm so happy to share it with people. And yeah, I hope that we can all be a part of great changes into new world. Yes, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this interesting story about this session explanation.
Thank you, Anas.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is actually, I only found about Access Bars the day that I met you, and I find it so interesting how someone came up with this and created this, and how much it has helped and impact a lot of people. And I'm sure Ayla, she said she experienced that with you, and that's why she adores you so much. And this will be a great opportunity to spread the message of Access Bars to many people. And I hope that this will allow that to channel through in the best way possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so the next speaker that we have is Michael Gus.
Hello.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael Gus, and today I'll be talking about what happens thanks to the virus in the future that actually is so many silver linings. And so beyond the loss of life, the coronavirus has changed the way people live their lives. And this in turn has disrupted the outer world. I say that experience is informing new conclusions and resolutions by a large proportion of humanity. While there are many divisions and disputes presently, people can generally agree that life will never be quite the same as before the virus. Silver linings are emerging from all the hardship. Consciousness is rising. There is an immense potential for transformation. As the previous speaker mentioned, we are on a bridge. Today, I will speak to a particular area of that change: health and sustenance. Let's start with the landscape presently. People are at home nurturing themselves and each other. People are growing their own food and preparing it for their families. They are at home cooking. Urban gardening is rapidly taking root. An example of the consequences. After feeling the dramatic benefits of eating non-GMO organic whole foods for a long time, companies like Bayer Monsanto will lose ground rapidly. Why is that? Because when people return to the grocery store and see promotions of sugary GMO foods, they will easily say, no thanks, my community and I are already growing our own food, and I do not want to reintroduce your fake foods. The power of natural and naturally derived plant medicines is coming front and center for society. CBD products are legal in all 50 US states. Naturally derived medicines are seen to boost immunity and save people's lives. The masses are beginning to mistrust the pharmaceutical company solutions for humanity's health. Last year, more people died from prescription drugs than traffic accidents in the United States. After all, it was a respected financial analyst from Goldman Sachs who recently published to the effect that curing disease is a poor business model for the pharma industry. We are learning as the masses, as the individual, as the collective, that we have power, especially collectively. There is no economy without our participation. A golden moment. We decide who and which companies will prosper in the future. I'd like to say that the spell is broken. We can see that there's a big trend to go back to the land, especially in the US, where I spent a few years recently. People are leaving the cities and really desiring to be close to Gaia. Then look at Michael Tellinger's pioneering work with the Ubuntu movement and his one small town model. And that's an excellent demonstration of what we were saying here. Humanity used to be so tired. There was no way to break out of the matrix. Thanks to the virus, we see a way out. And it is up to us what we want to do next. Coronavirus has given us the best of both worlds: interdependence plus connectivity through cyber tools. Look at what we're doing right now. I call it pre-telepathic connectivity. That's where we are at now and what we can enhance and build on for the future. So I made a list here of 3 transformative outcomes based on health and sustenance. 1, food becomes local, individual and community food production. Nobody wants to ship frozen broccoli or unripe melons around the world in the future. The trend toward eating less or no meat will grow dramatically. I have a career in food and agriculture, which informs a clear perspective on all of the facets of this. The second transformative outcome, I predict, and it may not happen in the next few months, but it's starting to happen already. It's very clear to me. Pharma collapses. The collective will reject corporations that do not use or choose curing and healing as their business model. Much will shock people in 2020 and 2021 about pharma. Regrettably, some corporations have made quite dark choices, and this will come to light. So many large corporations will be held responsible, and they will fail due to loss of public trust. Subsequently, pharma will be used in the future by companies with integrity who produce medicine for highly targeted purposes. And there will be no more constant messaging that you are sick. And you will always need to buy something to ameliorate, but never cure. The way we are now led to solve health problems is by making the problems more comfortable and thereby making the problems worse. The third transformative outcome I see is a silver lining of this: plant medicine will replace 80% of pharma. This will be greatly supplemented by increasingly core medical wellness solutions, from energy healing, something covered in today's series of talks, and the release of suppressed healing technologies such as med beds, limb regrowth, and age regression. These all exist. Nothing artificial or deceptive will be tolerated by consumers. Let's introduce the term pharma-grade quality plant medicine. This will replace synthetic pharma. Such products must be processed where they are grown. Therefore, they'll be shipped globally, unlike food. I recently joined a company named Thai Freeze Dry because I see it will become a global technology solution to produce long shelf life, full life force, herbal and plant medicine for the masses. The owner received downloads to create this technology and is well suited for the future health and medicine landscape. In addition to a career in food and agriculture around the world, I have experience with private equity and other forms of finance. A decade ago, I began what is today commonly called a spiritual awakening. So many on the planet are at their own perfect stage of this unfolding. It is all leading humanity to a golden age. First, the higher energies must help us clear away our personal and collective flotsam and jetsam, and this is now well underway. For today's theme of post-coronavirus transformation for health and sustenance, the outcome elegantly combines food and agriculture, finance, and spiritual science to the opportunity presents itself now to make our contribution to the human health reset. We will need to start laying the foundation within the current financial framework, which means we upgrade from seed capital to seeds of life capital. Whoever plants these seeds of life today to empower enlightened health and sustenance solutions will very shortly be supported with a wave of massive funding supplied by global abundance coming in. which will be released most likely beginning later this year or early next year. This means that Thai freeze-dried full-scale global expansion will be funded by these funds, such as those called the Saint Germain Trust, or those from Asian Dragon sources. For this reason, I am now seeking to build on my experience with entrepreneurship, private equity, large-scale project development, and more to create a neo-private equity abundance allocation platform, focused first on Southeast Asia and then Asia-wide. I am in discussion with one high-consciousness, wealthy Thai Wharton friend who has had his own portfolio of financial services companies for 3 decades. I'm seeking other partners to join me for this groundbreaking, integrity-only, large, mass-scale, impeccability-driven creative platform. The first focus will be directed toward taking Thai freeze-dried global and contribute to this trinity of change I outlined above. This platform and its investments will establish the benchmarks and case studies to guide many over the rainbow bridge into a new golden age. In addition to welcoming your interest and participation in the work I've described above, I'm available for consulting and coaching for people or organizations that seek to ground spiritual science in their current reality, especially in the business world, and ultimately help them to traverse the rainbow bridge. Finally, the chaos is temporary and the future is extremely bright. Thank you very much. Over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Michael, for this amazing speech. And Michael is a good friend who I know for some time. We spent a couple of nice evenings just speaking about how we can improve the quality of life and active eldering as well, because like sooner or later we also will be there. And approach which Michael taking, I definitely support. And Michael have a huge experience in consulting food companies in Hong Kong, and it's amazing like how I can see how it can grow, especially this new way of non-pharmaceutical, because it's probably can give a new life. It can give as well working places for the people who just the farmers and growing simple herbs, or just like being busy with them. We just need to create a bridge, connection between them and the consumers. It's thank you very much, Michael, for the amazing speech.
Thank you, Alex.
Nini?
Thank you, Michael. Sorry, my internet
Thank you.
went down, so I disappeared. Thank you. Okay, so the next person we have speaking is Peter Yuhas. I always say it wrong. Peter Yuhas. He is a transformational breakthrough consultant, a very dear friend of Alex and I. He's also a Genes Keys expert and a human design specialist. Yeah, excited to hear from you, Peter.
Thank you so much. It's quite a delight to be here with all of you. A very illustrious group. Thank you very much. So I have to keep it short. 5 minutes is a bit of a squeeze. So let's see how much I can relate to you of my perspective of what we have in store for us very soon. You know, people finding themselves, those are the unlucky ones, they are finding themselves within 4 walls and in their homes, and mostly in their own heads, with their own thoughts, with their own emotions. And now they're finally realizing who's driving the bus. what is happening inside them, of what is actually real, what is not real. And that is the biggest blessing. I loved how Michael pointed out all the silver linings. For me, this is by far the biggest silver lining, is where literally the whole world was given a forced situation to truly look inside themselves. And through my work, I design and develop solutions to lift people above their minds, to truly realize who they are. So my main focus is based on the understanding that on spiritual health depends the health on both mind and the body. This is a bit of a big one to understand. What is spiritual health? And the big difference between what the mind is between the East and the West. The West thinks that the mind is a product of our brains and it's conscious. In the East, it's fully obvious that the mind is totally unconscious. It's only a collection of archetypal patterns, which is causing most of our suffering. It's an epigenetically inherited conditioned response we find ourselves in, day out. And the disease of humanity these days is to identify with the archetypal behavioral patterns. So the big breakthrough will come. And what we need as a race is to realize that until we make the unconscious conscious, it will continue to direct our life, and we're just going to call it fate, as Jung said. So how do you do that? It's a big question. And, the big main pillars: wake up, grow up, clean up, show up, kind of summarize all this. And now we have all the tools of how to wake up. I do believe we live in a time of prophecy, where access to these realms of consciousness is much easier for all of us. And what we are witnessing now, it's almost like a consciousness squeeze to really push us towards who we really are and what is the source of our identity. So we are developing very advanced retreat centers, integrating all the tools and healing modalities and suppressive technologies where people will be able to come in, live with abundant permaculture food, dripping superabundant nature, therapeutic environment, very advanced medical pods, architecturally designed to perfection, sacred spaces where one just needs to walk in and the mind automatically comes to stillness. So this is just as exciting for me as anything, really. This is what I was born to do, I believe. So many tools, I think, is required for a breakthrough. Because people have random waking up experiences and they think it's the end of the game. That's where the work begins, the growing up part. Because we can wake up at every stage of the continuum. Our moral development is exactly the same as what we inherited epigenetically. So the growing up stage is moving from egocentric through me, you, through ethnocentric, that my country is better than yours and my country's needs, and I'm a citizen of this, to truly realize this is one planet, one race, and truly develop the global morals of integrated morality. That's what growing up really means. And after that, we become cosmic citizens. So the ultimate development here is to develop cosmic morals. We are no longer planet-centered. That's another conversation altogether. So the beauty in that is we have the tools to design and develop this for everybody. I call it the physics of ethics. As we live in this quantum reality, we are all entangled, and we are one big organism, and our very output, like as in the torus field, our very output very soon becomes our own input. Teaching somebody how to fine-tune their output is designing their own health. So I call it the physics of ethics. And my favorite part is the cleaning up, because it's easy to wake up. It's an action of grace. It's nothing to do with us, really. Growing up, it's doable. But cleaning up, that's where the hard work begins, because by design, human beings are both conscious and unconscious. And our unconscious patterns are driving the bus. And those are all archetypal. Those are all very, very, very powerful. So now we have the tools to help someone and give them a very accurate map of all their shadow patterns, how they get triggered in the relationship, what are their main challenges, what is the solution for them, to truly find some peace, to come up for air, to realize who they really are. And when next time they get triggered, they will have a conscious choice to allow that conditioning to replay, or choose to be more loving and more centered. So the breakthrough, what humanity needs, is to be given back their awareness of choice. Because out of the 7+ billion people on the planet, most of them have around 60,000 thoughts a day, give and take. And out of those 60,000 thoughts, scientists say probably around 55,000 totally unconscious. So most of them are literally as good as dead. They are just conditioned repetition of their own education. So to realize that, to help somebody become conscious of moment-to-moment decisions, I believe that's by far the biggest service we can give to all the people after this event is over, because this is what gives the biggest freedom, the biggest satisfaction, and the source of all health. You know, as we are in these separate bodies, physical, astral, mental, causal, supracausal, and our true nature, health, our love comes from our true nature. And when we try to look at the physical body to fix a disconnection above, it's just as futile as trying to rub out a shadow cast by the sun. So teaching humanity what is the root cause of disease is the ultimate service, I believe. And that's beyond the mind, that's beyond archetypal conditioning. And now we have all the tools to do this very rapidly. In my practice, I see day in, day out, people's lives being changed completely irreversibly once they see what is happening in their head, once they learn to disidentify from it. It is tears of joy every single time. So I'm very excited to create a home for many of these practices, to combine them with very advanced medical modalities, the beautiful genius of bioarchitecture, and to create havens. We call it sanctuaries of ascension, where the new conscious beings can safely gather, live, and thrive in ecstatic living, and share the love of their heart. So our cities are, totally counterproductive for conscious living, sadly. So I think that's going to take a few decades to streamline cities as healthy environments. So in the meantime, we are focusing on creating beautiful sacred sanctuaries. And we have biohacking tools, neurohacking tools, consciousness hacking tools. We have the knowledge of the human body, and combining all this in a package, it is just such a nuclear blast that sometimes I pinch myself how powerful it really is. And I believe without this situation of a global kind of lockdown, people would not have been forced to become aware of what is happening in their head and raise questions of, I've been having these thoughts for 30 years, maybe it's time to have a change. So, and after that, growing up is done, cleaning up is in place, then through deep meditative guidance, we can help people to come to their true nature, which is immediately visible once the mind is stilled. So we have devices which still the heart waves. We have devices which calm the brain waves. Once those are done, the oscillations in the mental body stop, and the light of our own presence becomes immediately available. When that happens, your heart is set ablaze by your purpose, what you came here to do. And it's obvious what is the next step, because you're being invited. So that is the showing up. And then you just show up because everything else is ludicrously ridiculous. But what your heart calls, so it's all a beautiful waking up, growing up, cleaning up, showing up. What humanity needs is a breakthrough. And I'm so glad to call many of you my friends, and I feel honored to work on this with all of you together. And I'm looking forward to the day where we will all wake up physically in these centers and share a morning tea. So I think I'm quite surprised it didn't go over 5 minutes, or maybe you just forgot to signal me. I'm kind of done.
I signaled you twice.
Okay.
In your flow. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, for amazing speech. And I have personal experience with Peter, and he's doing magic through the reprogramming of your brain by pointing you that everything is up to you, not about the consequences. The things is inside you, and especially now being mentioned that this time is most precious, because if you cannot go outside, you can go inside yourself and you can work on yourself. You can work on your inner self. You can probably achieve. Probably it's not being achieved without help, and that's why is the goal probably the best thing to do, to create online centers of the support of the people to help them find a way for themselves, for their own understanding. It was mentioned also that per day we have around 60,000 thoughts, and 55,000 of them is not conscious. So it's need to be changed. And now we have the biggest chance to do this while we're sitting at home, while we're sitting home with our families, and like we'll be able to be supported by them as well. It's a change which needs to be made, and I deeply feel that it can be started with creation of the online support centers, guide centers through your life, especially using tools which Peter are representing, such as the human design and genetic keys, because it's a manual to your car. It's a system how you can operate your mind, body, and I would say spirit, how you can understand yourself more and use these tools to navigate in this life. Thank you very much, Peter, for amazing speech.
My honor.
Thank you so much, Peter. You are amazing, as always. Okay, the next speaker we have is Pallavi. She is a spiritual healer and Reiki master from India. Pallavi, are you there?
Nini, Dr. Pallavi, her daughter will be helping her in terms of in this conversation. Divya, today you will speak from. Can you unmute your?
Yeah, hello. Sorry for that. I'll be speaking on behalf of my mother, Pallavi. So she's basically a spiritual healer and a Reiki master. She also has done counseling too. So it helps her hand in hand in doing the healing process through too. Like first by giving people the motivation to know themselves first and then go through the healing process. So the topic which I'll be talking is about how healing can create a positive mindset in this pandemic, during this pandemic. So my mom, basically me and my mom had been discussing of what to talk about this topic, so we just came about of how people nowadays are feeling like anxiety issues and lethargic just because they're sitting at home and they don't feel like to do anything. They feel like going out and they feel like a large ups and downs to actually uh, whatever is changing around. Like even I have an anxiety issue staying here in Taiwan, far away from my mother. So I have an anxiety issue that I have to go back. So she basically helps me also to come through this anxiety issues by basically healing me and telling me positive things every day. So she also practices, out of all the methods, she also practices Melchizedek, which is also a powerful tool through Reiki, where she does distance healing, like just by knowing the person's image or anything. She just sends positive energy, just like how she does for Ayla Mom. She does healing like that. Her healing process is like uh, the same which she does to me too. Like Reiki method is considered by many practitioners as one of the best and most advanced techniques, and it helps us to teach a new form of emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental healing. And it also is. My mom is also with her group of Reiki troop. She is also like healing the mother earth for her more positive energy, and she is also being practicing herself with more healing terms to keep herself positive, and she is also doing many other spiritual stuffs so that she could heal herself and meet the spiritual body too. So how does Reiki help in knowing, like how can we also do the same? By creating positive affirmations, like just taking few minutes just by talking a good positive thought just by your through your family members. It might feel quite silly, but it would be very great if you just go happy around in the home just by cooking small stuffs for your family or your kids. So it might create a positive thought and a positive affirmation to just start a good day. And instead of focusing on the bad thoughts, like bad things whichever is happening around, we can instead choose to do the good things. Like you get time to spend with your family. Previously when we used to work and all, we used to complain that we would never get time to uh, uh, talk with our family members, but now we can. So yeah, I guess that's my time, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Divya. Alex?
Thank you so much, Devya. Yeah. So from perspective, what I see, the positive mindset, Reiki, positive energy. So it's all give us chance to explore ourselves more and more. And what I can sense here, that's like as Peter mentioned and as you mentioned, it can be a distance healing. So as well as Michael mentioned, we're coming to this transcendental, fascinating change that we will be able to help each other from the distance by the power of the thought, by Reiki, just by thinking good about our family members or even just the people who need help. So it's mean that it's a great possibility to spread and receive love and help all over the world without considering any kind of distance. And this approach of healing Mother Earth, it's non-egoistic, non-self-concentrated approach, which is basically will create a new communities from my perspective. And it's a great chance as well, just as you say, it's not silly. It's not silly to explore your capabilities and just concentrate on certain thought and just try. Maybe there will be something out of it. Maybe you need to try several times, because you know, when we arrive to a new country, we need kind of a GPS to find a supermarket. But when we went there one time or two times, we already will be knowing the road. So I think the approach is to find this road to your capabilities, to yourself, and you just give an amazing example. And I want to thank you for this great speech, and thank to your mom, Dr. Pahlavi, for attendance. Really great.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a beautiful summary, Alex. Okay, the next person we have is Johan Schlossler. I said that correctly. He is an architect, a designer, a researcher and inventor, and is a bioenergetics expert. Today he was speaking about architecture, environments, and their impact on our health.
Your microphone on.
I think, can you hear me now? Alex?
Yeah, I hear, but we don't hear Juan here.
Johan? Are you
Juan?
there? Juan?
Yeah, Juan. There is some probably mini technical issues because we cannot hear Juan at the moment. Some problem with the sound, but I will introduce Juan. He's an amazing architect, and he's been in the sector.
Hello.
The sound is here. Yeah, the sound come back. So give me just a minute. I will finish the small introduction. The Juan is the most advanced person in the sacred geometry and architecture, and he has a brilliant mind, and the way he's perceiving his structures is the point is of the energy in there that will help us to rejuvenate by just being in this environment, living in this building. And okay, I will handle the word to Juan as now the technical issues is gone. Welcome, Juan.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you very much for the invitation to this speech. And I hope some of the things I will share will help some people out there that are going through this crisis, which is better said some sort of like the transformation at the collective level. This is how I see it. So I prepared a little slideshow, which, give me a second. So I can keep the track since we only have 5 minutes to go through the whole thing. So yeah, I'm a bioenergetic designer working on the field of architecture, and I also invent bioenergetic devices. I have worked designing structures based on sacred geometry and for larger scale festivals, retreat centers and then for the over the last 10 years, I was working as one of the main designers and creators of the architecture used by the newest project, which some of you have heard of, at least the listeners. I founded a bioarchitectural design firm named BioArch with people I have worked with for years. And this architectural design firm is basically focused on bioenergetic design, which can be defined as the field that studies the relationship in between structure, shape, sacred geometry, and the dynamics of life energy. Today, I'm going to talk about the relationship in between architecture, environment, and the effect on health in general, and not much about the virus. I don't want to fit that archetype too much. So I'm just going to tell you that the relationship, and maybe there will be some valuable insights that apply to your life while you are inside your home. And so I'm going to go through different aspects of architecture and telling the problems and trying to give you a solution of how you can optimize that element within the place you live, your architecture, whether if you're in a city or you're in a village or whatever your house might be. So one big problem with modern architecture is that most of buildings are completely disconnected from the earth energy. The earth energy basically provides a negative electrical potential, which is absolutely vital for our health. There is a concept called electron deficiency, which is basically the lack of electrons being provided to the body. One of the best sources of electrons is actually the earth. This has so many biological implications to say that we are designed to be connected to the ground, to the earth. So all the benefits, for example, one of the main things is reduce inflammation, also improves your immune system, reduces stress, pain. It has a number of amazing benefits. And if you are living in a city and you don't have the access to the ground, there is grounding devices that you can purchase that you could use to ground your body, and that could help you to improve your health condition during these times while you are actually spending times indoor. The other one other crucial element of architecture is air, the element air, which basically relates to oxygen and negative ion content in the air. Most of our buildings, especially in the modern world, are very depleted from oxygen and negative ions. The lack of plant life and all the mechanical heating systems and air conditioning increase this problem even further. And we don't have running water in most of the places we live in. To give you an example, in a forest or waterfall, you have 10,000 times more negative ions that you will have living in a room which is using air conditioning system. So negative ions have so many benefits. They control and make your body more alkaline effectively, and then reduce fatigue. You breathe better. Essentially, negative ion is actually crucial for people to be able to absorb oxygen. So it's crucial for respiration. It's a very important fact. Most people have no clue about it. So to give you a solution to that, I think if you're living inside of a modern building, try to open more the windows and get the natural air coming into your space. And it's so essential for most of people. Next, I like to talk about other element that is not always present inside of buildings, but this is natural light. Natural light is so important for us. We don't even realize. To say yogis in India, they're able to live exclusively out of light, sunlight. So this is how important light could be, but in a more health support level, natural light produce and helps the body to produce vitamin D, influences your emotional state, regulates the circadian rhythms, which are fundamental for a person to actually sustain health. We need to sleep properly, and this is so important for us, especially at these times, to keep our energy levels and our immune system strong. There is studies from scientists, for example, the work of John Ott points to the importance of sunlight. He actually demonstrates how 2/3 of the energy that we produce for cell function actually come from natural light. So it's such an important natural element to have in our environment. If you live in a place where there is not enough natural light, try to sunbathe. Sunbathe in the morning and in the evening is such an incredible way to improve your exposure to natural light without having any harmful effect. We should be looking at the sun and exposing our bodies to the sun a lot more, and especially now. Another component of architecture that I also like to talk about is the EMF pollution. So EMF pollution is something that most of architects, when they design their buildings, they don't think about this component. To say architects should be talking to electric engineers about the insights of what kind of electrical interaction the buildings have with electromagnetic pollution. Buildings are flooded with electromagnetic energy, and one of the reasons why this is actually increased and even becoming a huge problem is the fact that all the rebar, all the iron that is inside of the buildings is acting as a monopole antenna, which basically is resonating and receiving all the electromagnetic pollution that comes out from mobile phone towers. This even increase the electromagnetic radiation inside of your environment, and this has terrible effects long term. One of the main problems that really is caused by electromagnetic pollution is probably the most critical one, is the time when we actually sleeping. Throughout the sleep is where the regenerative and restorative function of our body is actually happening. So the brain is communicating with your body, and is switching into this mode which instructs the cells of the body to actually go into regeneration. So throughout the day, most of cells are dying, and throughout the night, most of cells are in regenerative mode. Your cells are trying to regenerate. So this signaling is actually interfered by the electromagnetic pollution of our environment. This causes premature aging, and one of the big things as well is decreases the immune function. One solution for this that I could recommend is keep your phone away out of your bed. First of all, if you can switch it off altogether, switch off routers before you go to sleep. And if you really understand how crucial this actually is, you can go to the breaker of your house and shut off the whole electrical system of your house. And you will notice that when you wake up in the morning, you will feel amazing. And this will improve your health substantially, by many folds. Another component, and there are more, but this is the last one I'm going to talk about, is concrete. The concrete is a material which we shouldn't use, at least not in excess, in our modern buildings. In the new architecture of the new earth, we should completely or almost avoid concrete except for minor components. One of the reasons why concrete is so detrimental is because in its manufacturing is being heated at 3000 degrees temperature. This creates a missing unstable isotope which give it an unbalanced positive charge. This electrical condition drags electrons out of anything that has an opposite charge. So literally, concrete is an electron stealer. It takes electrons out of your body, cause chronic fatigue, and you become electron deficient. This is so crucial. This is so important because energy for the cell is everything. This is something that Jerry Tennant, which is a doctor who have a brilliant thesis about the energetic potential of the cells. So a healthy cell runs at minus 30 millivolts. When your cells are trying to regenerate because you have a problem in your liver, or this potential go even higher. So it goes up to 60, 70, even more millivolts. In this scenario, your tissue and your cells are trying to regenerate. If your body cannot reach this electrical potential, it cannot regenerate. This electrical condition also causes many other issues if they cannot be in a normal state of functioning. This has to do with regeneration, but also has to do with the toxin and waste secretion from the cell. If your cells don't have the right electrical potential, they cannot detoxify it. And this has so many implications for health. This is the root cause of everything. There is actually an institute called the Delta Institute, which developed the so-called DX protocol, which they define as a new paradigm in medicine. And they completely agree with Jerry Tenen. The electrical potential of the cell is the solution to resolve that, to really understand that if we correct the energetic potential of the cell, we are actually resolving the unified causation for all diseases. The body knows how to heal itself. We don't have to give it anything. We can use medicines like herbal stuff, but correcting that electrical potential is at the root cause of almost everything. You can understand the correlation of everything I have spoken before. So buildings should provide the body with the right energy. They shouldn't deplete people's energy condition, because this has so many repercussions for health. We are designing buildings for people, not because they look good or they're functional, or because we're trying to meet all these different parameters of how much costs are involved or how much money we are making. We design architecture for people, so we need to understand these principles in order to create buildings which are actually promoting life and not depleting our health and our well-being, and inhibiting our own ability to raise our consciousness, and not allowing us to sleep and to dream and to have all these states that we will have if we will live in a structure where actually is designed to sustain life and to sustain and expand consciousness, not to destroy it in all these different ways. So I hope this will give people some insights of how architecture affects health, and if they can find some valuable solutions. I would like to speak about this, which there is a lot more to it with some of you, and I hope if anybody is interested, they can contact me in whatever means here are to contact the speakers. So thank you very much, Alex, for inviting me, and it's been an honor to speak in this conference. Blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juan, for an amazing summary of that, and I will try to make it even shorter. It's what we are doing now, sitting in the concrete full of metal rebars houses, is actually not helping us in the terms of health, especially what's going on at the moment. And to be short, is basically living in a wooden house, bamboo house, or any natural material place will keep us grounded, will give us chance to rejuvenate faster through the night without being drained, lack of energy, and etc. And having like pedestrian walks during the morning or the day, or visiting forest, or basically having a bath in the waterfall will dramatically increase our immune system. So we really need to think about it and see how we can manage to switch to the natural materials. And I think you just touched tip of the iceberg, which is actually should each one of us think, because we spent most of our time, we spent like 12 hours, and now in the terms of the corona, for the 2 weeks, 24 hours, like we are spending in the house. So it's just the thoughts, guys, and like each one of you will pick it up and receive in its own way. Thank you very much, Juan, for your amazing speech.
Thank you so much.
Perfect, thank you. All right, I'm just gonna check, is Dr. Prom Akara here, Alex?
I'm checking on him as well. He was informing me that like the connection was not very well. He's a lawmaker from
That's all
Cambodia.
right. It's all
Yeah,
right.
so
We'll go to
let's
the
see.
next one.
Let's put him the last one. Maybe he will chance to
Yeah,
appear.
yeah.
If not, then I can
Yeah, I
transfer
got it.
his speech into the
Yeah.
written form.
Okay, beautiful. All right, next up we have Daniela Yakel. She is an embodied feminine way shower and movement artist. Hi, Daniela.
Yay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I just want to say it's such an honor to be here and sharing space and voice with you all. Thank you, Alex, for the opportunity. So I'm here today as a voice for women. I think both of our modern world and our ancestral past. Throughout feminine ancestry, women have been rather displaced from their integral place of position, I think, as respected mothers, as intuitive healers, and powerful creatrix. And in a hyper-masculine society, I think a deep reverence and respect for these kind of polarizing qualities of a woman are, in my opinion, like dire for the sake of an enlightened society. And at this point in modern history, there's a rare undertone of collective yin feminine states of being that invite us to surrender to the unknown and beckon qualities of sensitivity and nurturance. And what seems to be determined is if in the wake of a post-pandemic world, this undertone can be reversed as essential cornerstones to, I think, offsetting misconstrued values and ways of being on our planet. So in my humble opinion, one of the determinative factors in this offset lies in the degree of embodied presence within each and every woman. So by this, I mean the degree in which she inhabits the range of dynamic sensations, emotions, and energy currents that feed back information regarding decisions, boundaries, likes, dislikes. When she cultivates this deep trust, this deep listening, she finds sovereignty from societal entrapments that keep her in repressive states of disempowerment, because she's now recalibrated the relationship, if you will, with her operating system to one that informs from an internal versus an external landscape. And the organic results is an amplification of those very, I think, intrinsic feminine qualities that are so desperately needed to permeate the hearts and minds of our political systems, of our business structures, of our climate policies. So I just want to highlight and speak to the powerful effects an embodied, empowered, tactful woman truly has in influencing horizons in a post-pandemic landscape. So where do I fit in kind of personally to this? My own passion really resides in my own struggles navigating a disembodied state of being for a larger majority of my life, being diagnosed with an autoimmune disease and eating disorder. It was like a nasty combination that essentially wreaked havoc on my being and severed connection with my own internal compass. And it wasn't until I think I really began to tap into the deeper feminine current within myself that I began to feel like I finally landed in my physical body. And so it's now really a current passion to create safe containers to support women in journeying into these deeper states of sensitivity and communication with their own physicality. So I interweave a range of different modalities, including intuitive movement, expressive dance, energy healing, vocal activation, shamanic channeling to really assist and ignite this process. So it would be an honor to connect further with anyone who feels in resonance with this message or with this work. I'm currently based in Hong Kong, and I just started to offer some spaces online. Yeah, I mean, just to kind of summarize, I guess, I think it's really through my own evolution of relating to my own body that I've witnessed the direct effect that has on cultivating a sense of sovereignty and empowerment as a woman in this modern era. And what that lends to is a rise and a really intense call to action that I feel to extend out to kind of any woman on the receiving end of this message, that the healing of our planet lies within the healing of the relationship with, I think, your own body. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, I resonate with that. Oh, so much. That was amazing, Daniela. Thank you. Alex?
Thank you, Daniela, for an amazing speech. And I would like to really thank you for this pointing that you go through your personal experience and conquer your probably I don't know how to call it, if it's fears or personal challenges, I would call. And through your personal experience, you made it there, and I respect this space so much because I've been going through some things as well, and it's only showing us that again and again the way to success is of understanding ourselves and helping each other, steering the hand of help to each other and lift each other for the great purpose of being in community. So grateful for this. Thank you for attending and finding the time to participate.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Okay, so the next person is Nikolai. Alex, is Nikolai here?
Yes, he's here. Professor Nikolai? His phone is here, yeah. Like, Николай Викторович, если не могли бы вы включить видео, чтобы люди вас увидели, если будет такая возможность?
So Nikolai is the professor of psychodiagnostics and psychocorrections and is a candidate of technical sciences and doctor of science in the field of medical psychology.
Добрый день. Я очень рад приветствовать аудиторию. Привет, Александр.
I will translate for Professor Nikolai. Good day, everyone. I'm very thankful to be here, and I would like to greet everyone.
Алло.
Да-да, продолжайте, Николай Викторович.
На сегодняшний день одна из основных проблем, которая нас окружает и с которой столкнулось человечество, это распространение вируса, который называется Covid-19 и который фактически будет способствовать очень быстрому изменению мира, нашего мироощущения и нашему дальнейшему движению.
So, the main topic at the moment is that we're facing now the COVID-19, and there is a certain perspective on how it's going to be moving around our globe, and I would like to bring several points about this and how it's going to be spreaded and in which direction.
Причины его возникновения или возникновения пандемии или эпидемии заключаются в трех основных проблемах. с которыми столкнулось в последнее время наша Земля, наше человечество.
So the reason of the pandemic is happening. It's three reasons, which is I would like to point it out and see if you're being agree with that at the moment. Да, пожалуйста.
Первая проблема – это энергоинформационный переход, который наблюдается. Он связан с тем, что нарушается иммунная система у многих людей, которые живут на нашей Земле и которые не подготовлены к этому переходу.
So the first reason, it's energy information transfer especially for the people who is not ready yet to transfer, who lives on this planet, which is make it not easy actually.
Второе – это снижение группового иммунитета в связи с тем, что мы перешли не на совсем традиционные методы питания, питьевой воды и на генно-модифицированную продукцию.
The second is the group immunity, and it represents through that we are now using more the bottled water. We don't know where it's produced. We're using GMO products. We're using all kind of like canned stuff. So there is not really much left natural things, which is not helping our immune system.
И третья проблема, с моей точки зрения, это высокая мобильность современного населения Земли, то есть возможность контактировать, непосредственного контакта и перемещения. Это привело к тому, что вирус максимально быстро, за короткие сроки, начал распространяться.
And the third one is high mobility, what we have at the moment, because we able to travel like half of the world in another 12-15 hours. You can cross half the globe, and this high mobility are giving chance to the virus to spread very rapidly to the different parts of the world.
Поэтому вирус распространяется так быстро и имеет такие большие темпы поражения человечества, в результате которого до 80% обязательно переболеют вирусом. И это требует необходимости создания новых систем, очень эффективных, очень быстрых и в то же время простых, доступных большей части человечества, которые помогут остановить размножение вируса и помогут сохранить людей на этой планете и снизить проблемы, которые будут связаны с высокой степенью заболеваемости.
So in the terms of these three modalities and the high speed of the spread of the virus on the earth, we need to create a new measures of the new preventive measures and the new system, which is basically would be helping us to navigate in this situation and survive, because it is basically 80% of the people, if we not take care about this, can be actually in danger. And this is the way how we need to look at the subject seriously.
И для того, чтобы скомпенсировать влияние этого вируса на человека, нашей командой было разработано несколько направлений. Первое направление – это снижение популяции вируса в зоне нахождения или в зоне присутствия человека, чтобы уменьшить возможность инфицирования. Второе направление – это…
So in these terms, our team create a system of the high maintenance of the places. The first one is it's reducing the amount of the virus in the places of the presence of the people.
Второе направление – это повышение индивидуального и группового иммунитета.
Second one, this is the increasing group and individual immunity.
И третий вариант – это изменение энергоинформационного поля или создание определенного энергоинформационного поля, которое будет препятствовать распространению, размножению и поражению человека данного вируса. Ну, скорее всего, не только этого, но и последующих его мутаций, модификаций и новых вирусов.
And the third one is the modulating and trying to upgrade our energy informational intake, perceiving our information in a certain way, which will help us basically to prevent the spread of the virus due to the further mutation of the virus and giving us even more troubles.
И практически наша команда сейчас работает в 3 направлениях. Первое – это снижение популяции вируса и восстановление иммунитета человека. И этот обзор небольшой Александр в последующем представит вам, и чтобы не занимать время на мои слова, сразу давать перевод, в последующем он это сделает. Второй вариант, который мы рассматриваем, но это уже будет следующее, развитие специализированной телемедицины или персонализованной медицины, которые позволят укрепить индивидуальный и групповой иммунитет. И третье направление, которое мы начали развивать и которое в ближайшее время, я думаю, что во всем мире будет очень широко развиваться, это формирование энергоинформационных систем, которые позволят снижать популяции вирусов, которые нас окружают, и чтобы они не достигали предельно критического уровня, и создание системы индивидуальной защиты, индивидуального иммунитета и коррекции психосоматического состояния людей.
So the first one is approach of the basically reducing danger of having influence from the virus, and the first would be improving your immune system, and it can be improved through the personalized approach of the building immune system. So it's kind of the way of creating the system that it will be not the tablets for all people. No, it will be a special approach for the mass or a group of the people, and for example, for the specific person to create a personal cure medicine for this person. And another one is the formatting energy informational system to reduce the population of the virus and the effect of the virus. And this energy informational system can be applied as and through the different emitters, and can either increase the immune system of the people, of the group of the people, or either it can be working of reducing the power of the virus and its future strengths. Plus, one of the most important, this is the psycho-emotional correction during all this action, because psycho-emotional correction will give our body more chance to have a higher immunity.
Мы заинтересованы в любых вариантах сотрудничества. Я подразумеваю нашу индонезийскую команду во главе с Александром, и нашу украинскую и российскую команду, для того, чтобы создать эффективные методы лечения, эффективные методы психосоматической коррекции по тем направлениям, которые рассмотрены.
So to summarize up, that our team of specialists from Russia, Ukraine, and Indonesian team, in the face of me and Nini and other people, will be happy to collaborate and cooperate into the terms of creating an effective cure into the psycho-emotional, energy informational, and physical approach of conquering the virus. And thank you for your attention, and it will be a written form of it. I will translate it, and Professor Nikolai would like to share with all of you his thoughts, because it's a little bit more bigger than what I was trying to translate with my perfect English with the slight touch of an accent, though. Yeah, thank you very much. Спасибо большое, профессор Николай.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Nikolai.
Спасибо. Спасибо.
Okay. All right. So next up, we have Thomas Brown. He is the Humanities Director of Sciences. Thank you, Thomas. Hand it over to you.
Oh, thank you, Nini. Yeah. Oh, well, what can we talk about? I thought viruses are our friends, right? Our world's here at this critical juncture, but it's always crisis and opportunity. Everybody's worried about this coronavirus, but also, we're in the sixth mass extinction on the planet. We've got some big issues to deal with. So, if humanity chooses to evolve, we need to apply advanced modes of thinking. In the West, ancient West, we had the liberal arts, which liberal doesn't mean the same thing these days, but back then it was processes of thought, the trivium, grammar, logic, and rhetoric, which is basically input, processing, and output, or another way we can think of it as experience, knowledge, and wisdom. And then in the East, in the mandala, or let's say in like the heart of the Prajnaparamita Sutra, right, we have the skandhas, or aggregates of consciousness, form, feeling, cognition, volition, and consciousness. And if we look at those feeling, cognition, and volition, those are the same as the liberal arts. The experience, knowledge, and wisdom, the processing, input, processing, output. And in modern day, most people put their processing before their grammar, before their feeling. So they reject most of the information. So it's very difficult for new knowledge to actually eventuate in our present world here. So, so basically, while most of the people are, sitting in fear of a single virus waiting a savior, we really need, there's this whole vast new field of research opening up on the importance of viruses, which viruses are actually the language of life itself. While they're not alive in, like the respiratory reproductive sense, they exhibit remarkable adaptable behavior. They're integrated into functioning of all levels of life in Earth's biosphere. And their capsids, their shells, they're made out of host proteins, right? So they come out of hosts. They're messenger molecules. It's not like there's some foreign body. They're integral to the whole biospheres, as we could say. So they're the most dominant microbe on Earth, with like 10 to the 31, that's 10 with 31 zeros following it. And in the oceans, in the atmosphere, in the soils, they're everywhere. Just in the oceans alone, they're equal in mass globally to about 75 million blue whales, of which we know there's not that many. So it's the major ocean mass. And in doing so, and controlling the plankton and the bacteria and archaea in the ocean, they control ocean temperature, thereby being the major influence on Earth's weather. And there's rivers of viruses and bacteria flowing through the upper troposphere being the level that we're on here, but in the upper levels. And it basically can be the formative nuclei of raindrops. And this explains why viruses can get all around the world in very short order. You don't just have to have people on planes going places. The Earth is moving them around herself because they are messenger molecules. They're everywhere in soil and plants, regulating a lot of those processes. We can call this the virosphere. It's the master regulator globally. It's even, I'd say, everything from global processes down to the basic components of human biogenesis. So humans are in many ways constructed and controlled by viral activities. What's called our virome comprises viruses pervading our body as functional members of our microbiome. Approximately 380 trillion in each human. We only have about 380 billion bacteria, so there's 10 times the amount of viruses. So our so-called junk DNA is composed of approximately 50% viral overall, but 10% of the junk DNA is retrovirus. And this is all non-protein coding DNA actively involved in gene expression, which affects epigenesis. And epigenesis is like the environmental influences on our evolution. So viruses are essential to our evolution. The ancient viral DNA remnants in our DNA are essential for what's called pluripotency to occur in stem cells. That's to differentiate into the diverse cells of our bodies, like in the fetus. Yeah, that's what forms. And retroviral DNA is critical for the development of the human placenta, for allowing a mother's immune system to tolerate the fetus and not reject it as a foreign body. So we can see that we couldn't even live and propagate without viruses. Now, we have what we call the microbiome in our system, which is bacteria, archaea, viruses, and fungi. And right now, we only got about, the average human only has about 10% of their natural system happening. So we're about 90% deficient in that. And whenever there's a deficiency, like, in a garden, weeds pop up. Well, what are weeds for? Weeds are actually trying to heal the soil. And if you're spraying chemicals and more weeds come back, you have to do heavier chemicals, and basically you kill the soil in the processes, and you get devalued food, which is degenerating the health of the planet, which is part of the reason we have such a degraded microbiome in our systems. So these viruses, being signaling molecules, they're basically trying to regulate within our systems. And we have these molecules in our systems called exosomes, which are signaling molecules. And the viruses, or the virions, which are the transfer vectors of viruses, they're virtually identical. Some scientists consider them the same thing, although there's slight differences in the RNA component, which is probably caused by some sort of assault on the cell, whether it's chemical, electrical, immune stress, something like that. These are where viruses are actually coming from. They come from us ourselves. They're not something from outside that can come in. So, how we interact with them depends on our state of health, and that's, that of our environment. So what we really need to do is not find a vaccine that's going to cure us from, it's not like there's some virus, it's like a bullet that's going to shoot us. That's a level of, we can call it almost ignorance of the level of medieval bloodletting. And I believe that there will be a new dawning of science where, the science of vaccines will be seen at that level. Even the seasonal flu is based on the carbon cycle, like during the summer, spring, summer, there's all this life, there's carbon circulating, all getting pulled into the ground, into the whole process, the soil carbon economy. And the winter, when everything dies, then everything comes into the air and there's no real life activity. And that's when we get the flu. That's when the viruses act. And flu's more recent. It really didn't have seasonal flus more than a couple hundred years ago. It's considered a modern disease. And that's because of the way that we've been basically treating the environment through the development of our technologies. So, should we be in fear of a single virus, or do we expand our knowledge to this greater level of comprehension? What we need to do is see the beauty of the virome, the microbiome, the biosphere. We're all one. We're not individual humans. We're symbiotic with each other, with the plants, with the animals, with all the microbes that are everywhere. And through that, I believe, we can see the vision of a free humanity evolving in harmony with nature. And there was never a more important time than now.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas, for an amazing speech. It was an honor to hear your opinion on the subject, and it's like I know that you're trying to work towards reducing harmful electromagnetic emission, and you're working now into trying to crack the code of the virus. This is one of the Thomas inventions, which is basically helping us to protect from the EMF, and it's an amazing thing. I've been using it for some time, and I believe so that very soon some of the great research of Thomas will appear into the media, into the big pages, and I'm fascinated about your work. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. No, it was an honor to be here with all these beautiful people. And I did want to actually throw in a little plug. I've been working for many years with Juan, and we're developing those antennas together, and hopefully we'll be collaborating with some of the people in this group on future projects. Thank you so much, Alex and Nii, for bringing me on.
Thank you so much. Okay, I see that Shahrazad Oyan is here. She's so adorable. So she is an indigenous wisdom keeper in Egypt, and she'll be talking about the cycles of the Camellidian mythology.
Yeah, I would like to say a couple of
Translate.
words about Shahrazad, because like this is my spiritual healer and leader. She helped me to she opened my eyes on the ancient Kemetic knowledge, ancient geometry and structures. She's from Cairo, from Egypt. She's directly living just in front of the pyramids, in front of the Sphinx, and I miss this place so much. As soon as this all messes end up, definitely the first thing to do is going to be, yeah. And she's a biotouch healer. I was fascinated by the system which is providing, because it's like anesthesia system using just your field, your capabilities to manage balance and cure different kind of sickness and diseases. So I would like to give a word to Shahrazad. Please don't forget to unmute your microphone.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Greetings from our sunny land, Kemet, Egypt today, the sun culture. And this is what we came to speak today about. First of all, I want to say, actually, I want to remind you to trust the wisdom that created you. We did not create ourselves, so this is the responsibility of the creator. If we look at other kingdoms, they don't have a fridge or bank account or anything, but they have birthrights, as we all have. We have our birthright to love and be loved and have anything in this realm if we want. And this situation now is about to relook our life and see what will nourish our highest good. No merry goes around anymore every day. That it is a chance to really find out what we really want to do. And what I do, I don't do, I undo. So this is the sign of end of an era and beginning of another. That's what I came to speak about. At the end of Aman cycle and beginning of the cycle called Khipar. Our mythology is the goddess of the sky with the stages of the sun, 5 stages of the sun drawn in the sky, which represents the goddess of the sky. And first I want to clear something was misled for a long time, mythology and history. The difference between mythology and history. History was a fact that has happened long ago. Mythology is a fact that is happening all the time. So these ancient Commission or Egyptian mythology, 5 cycles, they are Khipar, Ra, Un, Aten, and Aman. Aman is that is ending already, but let me give you more details about it. Khipar is the Sara, the birth of the light. We call it Sara. And this cycle of Khipar is the winged scarab with the sun disk on it. I'm sure you are familiar with this image. Winged scarab with the sun disk on the head. And actually, if you know about, I'm sure you know about the crop circles. They, in July 2005, they have drawn this huge winged scarab with the sun disk on it. And this is the new stage, or the first stage of the 5 cycles, or the 5 stages of the sun in our mythology. Why in a scarab? Because the scarab is a creature, homoaphrodite, male and female in one body, representing our childhood, oneness, no separation yet. And that era lasts for about roughly 60,000 years. After that cycle, we're gonna live like in this era for oneness for lots and lots of thousands of years. That's the cycle after is when the sun is below the navel of the body of Nut, the middle of the sky, we say. And this is represented by the ram-headed god. Of course, it's not a god, it's a knitter. Knitter is a divine, you know. So why the ram-headed god? Because it represents our teenage life, stubborn. We all, in our body, we have all these 5 cycles, as well as Earth. The third stage of the sun, okay, this is stage first. The first one lasts about 60,000 years, and then Ra is about 30,000. Then after that, there is a cycle called Un, means the wise. And this is when the sun is right in the afternoon. And it represented by Neter, a man with a bended beard. The bended beard means wise. So this represented the wise stage. Un. After that, when the sun set, when the beautiful sunset, we'll look at it before it goes down at night. It is called Aten, means double wise. And it represented by the sun disk with 3 rays coming down, means double wisdom. And today we call it, in other cultures, Aton, Adonai, Adonai Yehovah. You see, that's the same God or Neter or divine that is representing itself in that cycle. And that lasts about 12,000 years. After Aten is the last stage of the 5 cycles or stages is Amen. And this is when the sun is swallowed by the sky, the goddess of the sky, Nut. And the influence of Amen is polarity, separation, dark, killing, fighting, all what we are suffering from right now. But the good news is it is ending, already spiraled in. That's why the whole system is panicking. The fake system like money is finishing again or finishing totally, because this planet have lived for many, many cycles without this invention of money. So I end up my conversation for this session by saying, look at the whole situation from the eyes of our ancestors, the pharaohs, the leader mothers. This is the meaning of pharaoh, by the way. Woman lead, because we were matriarchal. So look and see what you really want to do, nourishing your highest good, aligned with your, like be coherent. Yani, what you feel is what you do, don't force yourself anymore. It's a greater chance and we all should take it. Thank you very much, and I pray for the light for everybody on the whole planet and all kingdoms. Thank you, Calix. Thank you very much. And see you Egypt and soon in Egypt. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you all. Bless you.
Wow. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful note in ending. Just kind of, I had the feeling like I just had your hug. It was amazing. You just represented from the perception of the ancient Kemet knowledge, which is and the new modern science and ancient science. It's all together. There is no separation, as you say.
No,
it's just oneness and holiness, which is some of us maybe don't want that we are going to rapidly again to oneness without conquering and get rid of the unnecessary things in our life, fake things, which was edited and represented like such you say, the money system, and hopefully it will lead us to the feminine empowerment and huge shift on this earth. And I have a great respect to you and to your knowledge, what you try to show us, try to point us the way that we're going and where we should concentrate on going. And I'm very thankful for the old ladies who joined today and participate with this little conference. I believe that's one time we will have chance to collect all together in one space. And thank you, Dr. Ayla, for representing for us this chance to be heard, to share our opinion, to share the possible solutions for any kind of disasters. And I'm very grateful for your kindness to arranging and providing this space for this meeting. Thank you very much, everyone. You're beautiful
Thank
people.
you, and
Honored to know you.
there is one second to say. Just I forgot to say, we are not supposed to do something. It is Earth. Earth is getting aware of itself or ourselves, and we're just gonna pick up. We're not supposed to push. We're gonna receive. We're just we only do. They measure the heartbeat of the human. It matches with the earth, not any other creature, but humans. So the food for the heart is joy, and when we pulse joy from our heart, this is food for earth. So that's all. Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank you very
Stay
much.
joyful. All right, I'll be here. Love you.
Thank you so
Salam.
much, everyone.
Thank you.
Ayla,
Thank
do you
you.
have anything to say before we close up on the conference?
Is there anybody that attend here? I would like to, is anybody? I think Divya, you should speak for yourself, not your mother. And I have who else here that attend? Maybe can introduce themselves a little bit. It's been an amazing conference for me. It's unbelievable. I've been here for 2 hours, and I can't wait to meet all of you. But I think there is few attendants, Nini. I think there is. Yeah, maybe Divya can. Yes, Justina.
Do you just want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Divya, and I'm currently pursuing my MBA here at. I'm a student exchange program here at Taiwan. So I am doing my first year here. So I'm looking forward to meet you all, maybe someday. So I'm doing my majors in marketing and HR. So that's it.
Thank you, Divya.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I would actually thank Ayla ma'am for giving a wonderful opportunity and creating wonderful platforms for various people to come and share their thoughts. And like being the youngest in this group, like I could learn more about various topics, right from healing to many others which I was not even aware of. So maybe it would be helpful for me on my research work or someday or something like that.
Thank you, Divya.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here and also for supporting your mother. It's really beautiful to witness that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we have Julistina. Do you want to say a little something? Hello.
Hey, everybody. It's been a pleasure to attend this amazing conference. My name is Julistina. I'm a managing director of Christian Fund, who also founding by Dr. Ayla. Right now, we actually also initiating this World Leadership Conference, and this is quite a big development until now. Actually, that we can help like like already 12 batch now, and already about hundreds of speakers around the world, and it's going to be increasing, and we already ready to go for another until 25th batch actually right now. And it's been amazing to have and meeting all the leadership around the world, and we can still spread the positivity even during this COVID situation, and also during the crisis. But we already put our strength together to make the awareness, and also to have the strength, yeah, between us. And it's been a pleasure, and I hope that we can meet again in another session. And thank you very much for all contribution from all the speakers and also from all the attendees. Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have Jane. I'm not sure if Jane's currently present. Jane, if you're there, can you unmute yourself, please?
Hi guys, I am here.
Okay, Jane is one's partner.
Yeah, I just really want to thank that spoke today. Hi. So I am a vocal sound healer here in Bali, and I just want to thank everybody for your time. It was really enlightening hearing everybody speak. Ni has invited me to speak this Saturday for the Women's World Leading Conference. So if you guys are around, tune in. But yeah, I'm just really grateful to be here to listen to everybody. And of course, I am fully in deep gratitude for these times and for everyone to share their, deep thoughts. And I really appreciate it. So thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you for being here and listening, and so excited to have you be our speaker this Saturday. Jane will be sharing her magic, and she will also be doing some sound healing as well. So if anyone would like to join, you're welcome to. Ayla, anything else you want to add, Ayla? I think we've gone through everyone now.
Yes, I want to add one more thing, if possible.
Yeah.
Bisa buka. All right. We over this conference, it's been happening from 8th of May. We have reached about 11,640 people. There is about 146 speakers worldwide, and we have founded 6 centers in this from this conference. We have Center of Education, we have Center of Art, we have Center of Wellness, we have Center of Food, and we have Center of Technology Opportunities, and we have Center of Health Opportunities. So any one of you that interested, I think Nihi and Alex was in the wellness center, is it? So it is a center. This is the new world, and we have to take our part for it, We cannot let humanity, we cannot let virus take over this humanity. So this is the new world. So I will, all the speaker here today, it's amazing people. I think you have something to give to the world, and I'm actually nobody. I'm trying to look of a lot of hire me always. I'm trying to always look for the hire me, and then through that journey I found amazing things in my life, including founded this conference, founded this My Woman Leading Change. We are 3 million women worldwide, very huge community business women. and everybody have been taking their part. There's no way I could do this alone, and I would like to encourage everybody here to take their part of the journey, because from every smile and every laugh that is given to you, that's enormous power is given to you, and that is living. So thank you very much, Neely and Alex, an amazing speaker, and I want to go to Egypt too. As soon as this border
Let's all
opens.
go to Egypt.
Let's all go there.
Yeah, I wanna meet Cleopatra, and I wanna meet Tooth. I love his story. I'm a crazy historian. I am a historian. So, and I'm sending you a lot of love from Jakarta, Indonesia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
very
Ayla,
much.
for everything.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this.
Yeah,
Really,
thank you
really,
very
really
much.
grateful.
And I have a small remark. You are not nobody, Ayla. You are that person who make a first move, who give a chance to people to think about the connection together and going hand in hand together towards women leading change and towards technology, art, and you're helping a lot of people. You're doing a great job, and like we would love to support you in all of your in all
Endeavors.
ways what we can. Thank you very much for this great chance.
Thank you.
And I would like to also add small thing. I would like to say a huge thank you for amazing moderator Nini Lee. She was moderator not the first time for the conference. She's an amazing soul, and she tried to deliver from her heart. Thank you, Nini, that you also make this batch happen from me personally and from all who participated. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the recognition and for the deep appreciation. I honor that. Thank you. And I feel very humbled to be the moderator again. I feel like it's becoming my thing now.
Oh, you will.
But yeah, I'm glad to bring my energy into this space and create and hold space for everyone. So thank you. Have a blessed day, everyone. And hope to see you all soon. Tune in on Saturday if you like.
Bye, everyone. Much love to all of you.
Lots of love to everybody. Thanks so much.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.